The movie opens with a terrified girl screaming and running through the woods, chased by a masked man holding a sharp weapon. She's so scared that she trips and falls, and there's a deep cut in her leg. The masked man approaches her and raises his hand to cut off her head, but suddenly another masked man appears, pushes him away, kills him, and carries the girl off after saving her. The scene shifts, and we see Callie and Millie, two best friends. Millie tells Callie she wants to go on an exciting adventure, then leaves her behind because she doesn't want her to come. Callie is too scared of everything. Suddenly they hear a scream. Callie runs toward it, and finds people holding Millie down. Millie screams at her to run. Darkness falls, and Callie opens her eyes to a blinding red light and a loud noise she can't stand. She finds herself locked inside a big box in the middle of the forest. Terrified, she tries to escape and manages to get out. She looks around, panicked and alone, tears falling from her eyes. Strangely, the box she was trapped in had the words, "Beauty number 6," written on it. Callie runs through the forest, screaming and calling for Millie everywhere. She's scared and confused, not knowing what's happening. While running, she spots a frozen corpse on the ground and gets even more terrified. Suddenly 2 girls appear, cover her mouth, and beg her to stay quiet. They tell her they woke up inside boxes just like she did, and they don't know what's going on either. They warn her not to make a sound so the masked man who kidnapped them won't hear them and kill them. They hurry back toward the box because they had a phone with them. Callie searches the box but can't find it. Then she suddenly starts having strange movements and seizures. It becomes clear she has epilepsy, and she gets a severe seizure, loses consciousness, and begins hallucinating, seeing the man with an axe chasing her, and feeling like someone is touching her eyes. When she wakes up, the girl in front of her tells her they need to move, that they still don't know who brought them to the forest, or why they were locked inside boxes. Callie asks her about her friend, and learns that she went looking for a way out before they die in this forest. The girl introduces herself. Her name is Alice. Callie calls out loudly for Maddie, and Alice snaps at her, warning that her shouting could attract the masked man. They spot a box just like the one they were trapped in, and Callie runs toward it. Suddenly the masked man appears, and he looks terrifying. They hide behind the box, shaking with fear, as he searches for them. He walks toward the box and is about to spot them. Alice quickly comes up with a plan and throws a stick far away to distract him. It works, and he walks off. But Callie faints from her epilepsy, losing control and even wetting herself in fear. Alice tries to wake her but fails, so she runs away in panic. The masked man hears Alice running and chases her with the axe. She tries to escape, but he throws the axe at her. It gets stuck in a tree. She grabs it and is about to strike him, but he yanks it away and suddenly splits her face in half. When Callie wakes up, she's alone again. She runs desperately through the woods searching for Alice, only to find her lying in a pool of blood, her face completely split open. Horrified, Callie runs wildly, crying uncontrollably as she sprints through the forest, surrounded by crows and terrifying sounds echoing around her. She finally manages to escape the woods and reaches a desert-like area, empty, silent, with no one around to help her. The entire desert is surrounded by bells. When Callie returned to a certain spot, the bells started ringing with an extremely loud sound she couldn't bear, so she crawled away until the noise faded. Then she heard a girl screaming loudly, and when she looked ahead, she saw a terrified girl shouting while a masked man was behind her trying to kill her. The girl tried to reach Callie for help as the masked man chased her with an axe, wanting to cut off her head. Callie distracted him by screaming, and suddenly the masked man threw the axe into the girl's back, making her collapse to the ground. The girl's name was Sally. Something strange happened then. The masked man stared at Callie and gestured at her with his hand, then walked towards Sally to finish her off. She begged him to spare her, and just as he was about to kill her, another masked man appeared behind him. A brutal, bloody fight broke out between them, and the second masked man managed to kill him and rip out his insides. During all that, Callie grabbed Sally quickly, dragged her into the forest, hid her between the trees, and told her not to be scared, that she would be okay, and that she needed to leave to find someone to help them. Callie covered her with branches so she wouldn't be seen. But the masked man kept searching everywhere, holding a large knife dripping with blood. He noticed the trail of Sally's blood, uncovered the spot where she was hiding, and she screamed the moment she saw him out of pure terror. He grabbed her and dragged her out of her hiding place. He didn't kill her with the axe right away. Instead, he pulled her by the arm through the forest until he reached a tree. He tied her to it, grabbed her arms, and started pulling with unbelievable force, even though she was crying and begging him to stop. He kept pulling until he tore off both her arms from her body. Meanwhile, Callie was still running through the forest looking for help. Suddenly, a man wearing a pig mask stood in her way, and the mask fit his disturbing appearance perfectly. He tried to stab her with a knife, and she fought back. A struggle broke out between them. He kept attacking her while she tried to escape, but he grabbed her leg and dragged her. She managed to pull free, making him drop his weapon. She was about to strike him when something shocking happened. The pig-masked man's head suddenly exploded on its own. It detached from his body, and a fountain of blood burst from his neck as he fell to the ground. Callie was stunned by what happened and ran away from the scene. She went to check on Sally and saw her arms torn off. Horrified, she ran hysterically, barely able to walk from fear and from all the blood scattered around her, completely unable to understand what was happening. After walking for a long time, she returned to the forest and saw several houses. She entered one of them to hide. She heard movement behind her, panicked, turned quickly, and instinctively stabbed the person behind her in the neck. It turned out to be a girl just like her. She had killed her by accident, overcome with fear. Two girls entered the room as the dead girl lay in a pool of blood. Callie told them she didn't mean to kill her, that she thought she was one of the masked men chasing her, and it was an accident. She begged them to help her save the girl, but the girl was already dead. Callie collapsed to the floor and fainted, seeing a glowing vision, a way out of the forest, and a dream of her friend. She realized the exit was somewhere near her friend. Callie woke up from a seizure and saw a girl named Rose in front of her. Rose told her she woke up in a box in the middle of the forest and didn't understand what was happening. She then told Callie she might kill her just like the other girl, begging her not to. Callie explained it was an accident and reassured her, reaching out to calm her down. Rose started telling her what happened, and Callie began connecting all the events together. She realized they were inside a game. Only the last girl to stay alive would win. Callie discovered they were being monitored through devices implanted inside their eyes. She remembered her dreams, checked the eye of the girl she had killed, and removed a listening device from it. She remembered dreaming of a man performing an operation on her eye. All her deductions were correct. The people had implanted actual surveillance devices inside their eyes. Callie looked into the eye of the girl next to her and spoke directly to the people who kidnapped them. They appeared on screens, watching all the girls. Then Sheila barged in, with a masked man behind her trying to kill her, but she managed to escape him. Callie continued explaining everything to the girls, telling them they were trapped in a deadly game. Every girl had a masked man assigned to protect her, and that he would explode if the girl he was protecting got killed. But Sheila didn't believe her and started doubting her. The masked man broke in behind them and tried to kill them. He grabbed Sheila by the leg, and Callie distracted him so he would let her go. Sheila freed herself, and they managed to overpower the masked man, push him outside, and shut the door quickly. Sheila accused Callie of killing the girl on purpose so she could survive and win. Callie insisted it was an accident. They argued, accusing Callie of wanting to kill them too, but Callie told them they needed to find Maddie, because the place Maddie was in held the exit from the forest. As Sheila grabbed a weapon to attack Callie, since she didn't believe her, Callie escaped with Rose, and the two of them ran out of the house. They entered another home, but the masked man saw them as they slipped inside. They decided they needed to get out of the house without being seen, so they dug a hole. Callie managed to get out, but when Rose tried to follow, her foot got stuck. The masked man spotted her, reached her, dragged her back into the house, and tried to choke her. Callie rushed in to save her. They grabbed a saw and sliced into the man, then escaped quickly. Outside, they found Sheila drenched in blood, holding a weapon. She said she had to kill Millie, Callie's friend, and kill every girl in the game so she could win and stay alive. While they were arguing, the masked man took advantage of the moment, snatched Rose, pinned her to the wall, and was about to finish her off. Suddenly, Sheila was split in half when another masked man came from behind and cut her down the middle. Callie quickly grabbed an axe and struck him with it. The other masked man's head exploded instantly the moment Sheila died. Rose managed to free her hands from the blade and ran to Callie and Tali. Callie realized that whenever a girl died, the creature protecting her had its head explode automatically. Callie and Rose decided they had to work together and find a way out of the game. They walked through the forest for a long time, and Callie eventually recognized the same place she had seen in her dreams, the supposed path to escape. She found Millie there and was relieved that she was still alive. They all began searching for a way out of the forest. Suddenly, a man wearing an owl mask appeared, moving toward them with a weapon. Callie fainted again, and Millie tried to wake her up. Rose approached the masked man holding a knife, but then made an unexpected move. She grabbed Millie's head and slit her throat. She did it so the masked man's head would explode. And it did. The moment Millie died, the unmasked man's head blew apart. Callie woke from her seizure to find Millie lying in a pool of blood, Rose holding a weapon, and the man's head destroyed. Realizing what Rose had done, she broke down crying and told Callie there were only 2 of them left, and they had to escape before they were killed next. But Callie screamed at her in anger, telling her she had murdered her closest friend and she didn't want to stay with her anymore. She told Rose to stay away. Rose ran off, and Callie fled again, covered in blood, through the forest. Callie reached the witch's area. To stop anyone from watching her, she forced the device out of her left eye and pulled it from her face, making it impossible for anyone to see her or control her anymore. She kept walking through the desert, while Rose officially became the winner of the game as the last girl alive. Callie continued her journey, determined to find out who was controlling them, who designed the game, and why. We see a man wearing large goggles, watching everything happening in the forest, including every murder, with excitement, even thinking up new killing methods. He called someone and asked them to change the kill patterns to make the game more thrilling. We then see Callie behind him. She had found the game's creator. She electrocuted him, tied him up, tortured him in every way she could, and shocked him again to force the truth out of him. She demanded to know who was behind all of this and why. He told her it was a betting game among wealthy elites, and he was the one who created it. They placed bets on which girl would survive in the end. Callie prepared to kill him, but he begged for his life, promising her all the money she wanted. He said that even if she killed him, the game wouldn't end. There were many others who would continue it. But without hesitation, and in a burst of rage, Callie killed him. And that's where the movie ends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.